Okay guys, the poll is in. You guys voted. Why do you hate me? We got oils. Hey everybody, and welcome back to Art a la Carte. If you happen to miss the video where I opened up 2 Smart Art boxes in one video, I gave you guys the choice to vote between the oils box and the watercolor box. Look at these watercolors, aren't they beautiful? And as I expected, you guys like to push and challenge me, which is good. And so we're going to go through and do a painting using these oils, which I will say I am kind of excited. I'm not going to show you everything that is in this box if you want to see that. And the other box, I'll leave a link to that video in the description box below or at the end of this video so you can check it out then. But let me go ahead and get things set up. All right. Here we go. We have our palette, we have our paints, which again has 6 different colors: white, yellow, red, blue, green, and a black, or is it brown? It is a brown because we can mix it in black. I guess I can open them up and take them out. There we go. Now some of these, you can get some watercolors that clean with water, but I don't see that these are them. So they did include some cleaner here, which I'm thankful for. And there are a couple of brushes. All right, this might be ambitious, but I want to do a forest scene that has a lot of light in it, a lot of contrast. So yeah, I was debating at the very beginning of this to do a replica of a Bob Ross painting, but I just don't have all the tools that he has to use, and I just don't have the confidence. So, all right, so I'm going to use this little container that they gave me. I'm going to pour a little bit of this in here. Again, I know very little about oil painting, so if I make mistakes, this is part of the learning process. Feel free to give any comments or tips or suggestions below if you'd like, but yes, I don't even know if I should sketch it in first. No, because it's just going to cover it up. So I'm going to lay in my base back color. I want kind of a goldeny sunset, sunrise-ish kind of look. So I'm going to, this palette is really cool though, I will admit that. Let's put a good amount of paint on there. So to start this off, I think 3 colors. Is this titanium white? I wonder if it is. It is titanium white. That sounds fancy. A little red. I don't know if I'm going to have very much green in here. A little bit of red. I'll put on some blue just because I'll need to mix it for my black. Then a little bit of this brown. So that is my palette. I might pull in some green a little bit, but if I really need green, I could just mix these together and get my green. So, and let's just start playing with some color here. There's like a little hair in there. Already messing up. I do have to say I'm loving how these colors are mixing and blending. You don't get that with watercolor. Watercolor just spreads and does its own thing, where this one is just, it's letting me move things around, which is kind of nice. And I know this is going to take forever to dry because it is the middle of winter. It's extremely rainy outside. And I'm hoping to have this video posted by tomorrow. So we're just going to have to do a complete wet on wet technique and just hope for the best. I feel I should put this up like on an easel. With watercolor, you have to paint on a flat surface, you know, laying flat, because the water likes to drip unless you want that, you know, that look. But with oils, you can really, a little bit more movable. Things aren't going to run so much. All right, let's get a nice orange in here. That red is potent. That's taking all my yellow's going for red, but I really want to darken it down here. I don't know if you're supposed to like dip into the paint thinner to thin this out. I am, just because it's just a little bit thick and I want it to blend a little bit better. But I'm liking this. This is pretty nice. All right, now because I'm getting down here, I want it to be getting darker as it goes. Let me pull back a little bit. No, pull back. There we go. So there you can see the whole thing. So I'm going to pull in a little bit of this blue into here. It's going to turn it green a little bit. I am wearing one of my favorite shirts, which now that I'm thinking about it, probably not the wisest idea, so I might go change. Hang on, I'm gonna do that because I just bought this shirt. It's really cute. My windows are open, so anyone walking past will see me changing my clothes. This is what I need, a painting schmuck. All right, so I'm not liking this green in here. So I'm gonna pull in this brown here.
Ooh, that's really dark.
Probably should have tested that one out a little bit. Let's put a little bit of oil in there. Okay, I'm going to clean my brush off a little bit. Try to lift this paint up. That was a bit darker than I had anticipated, but it's okay. I'm going to put some red in it. We're going to redden that up. All right, and then I'm just going to blend this up a little bit. And let's get some of this yellow down in here. Yeah. It's a nice palette. I like it. Okay, I'm going to rinse out my brush just a little bit because it's got a lot of paint in it. I beat the dickens out of it like Bob Ross says, but then it would just spritz paint all over my studio, so I'm not going to. Man, this is really holding on to a lot of that dark paint. I'm going to start from my lightest and I'm going to blend it down. See how that goes. Yeah. Always go from your lightest to your darkest. Like I know what I'm talking about. Now this is pretty. I'm liking it. These are super nice, vibrant colors. I'm liking this gradient I'm getting. Get some bright yellow up in here in this top, because this is all the background color that's in our forest. We're going to be in a dark forest, kind of looking out. So we want to get the light in here, because once we start putting these trees in there, there's no messing with this background. So you kind of just have to imagine the trees in here. Your mind's eye. Now as I get down here, I'm going to really start darkening this down here a little bit. So I'm going to use a lot of that brown. Oops, that was a little dark. Okay, hang on. See if I can blend that out. I got a different brush here. Let's get a clean one. I'm holding the paintbrush in my mouth. That's why you can't understand me. So this is my background, and it's all very wet, but we have no time to wait. I'm going to clean this brush out, and I'm going to start mixing in the black together. And I'm going to pull in this blue in here, and this should give me a nice black. Pushing in some foliage in here. So I'm going to start, probably should start at the top here, but I'm just going to kind of scrub in some brush right in here. And what I want is, I don't want to like just cover this all up. See, I got little peaks of color coming through here. I want to kind of save that. Kind of just laying down some color because I have a lot of color on my brush, and I hate wasting paint. It's one of the reasons I chose watercolors, because you never have to waste watercolor paint, because even after the palette dries, you could just re-wet it and reuse it. But, well, I should say there's very little waste in watercolor paint. When you rinse it off, I guess you would waste a little bit there, but all right, so there's kind of a little bit of the brush. I'm going to put a little bit here, and I'll use a brush to kind of fluff that out, hopefully. So this is some little brush back in here, and then I'm going to put some brush back in here. Again, want to keep all that light in there. I know this doesn't look like much, but in theory it should work. So I'm going to kind of fluff this out a little bit. Now it looks like it's on water. Maybe I should have done a water scene. Fan brush, and I don't know, just see if I can fuzz that out a little bit without totally destroying it. Who knows? Just softening, because this is all still background stuff, so it's not going to be in focus. So you want it just to be kind of a little bit fuzzy, I guess. I don't know what I'm doing. Somehow I don't think this is going to turn out like my lemon painting that just worked out beautifully. This one is just a little bit on the odd side. This is an odd duck. I don't know, this might just muddy the whole thing up and put a little bit of white on there, and yep, it's muddying it. See, this is why oils and I don't mix. I just mud everything. Turn it to mud. Don't give up. Don't give up. You're not done. Don't give up until the picture is complete or completely destroyed. This brush is not, like, they come like with a glue inside of them to hold the bristles, and this is not lacking. I have to go rinse this off in some actual water so you can break that. We're back. Alright, back with my paintbrush. As you can see now, the bristles have been released. And I have to say, stepping out and coming back, I don't hate this as much as I did when I left. I was not happy with it, but it's not as bad. It's not great, but it's not as bad. So hang on, let me get a little bit more blue here. So now I'm going to start working on my actual focal points, which is my tree. So I'm just going to start, and this paint is not, now it's wanting to mud. This is where you should probably let it dry. I'm not, because I'm impatient. Bob Ross doesn't let his dry. He just like streaks it on in here. Alright, this is my first little tree. And then, trees gotta have friends. It's just like the paint all wants to stay up towards the back of the paintbrush and not right at the point. And then all the bristles want to separate. Alright. Not, I haven't wrecked it yet. It's a little, see, look at this, just, I don't know if it's just a, I've used this brand, like Royal brand, and I mean, they're not the greatest paintbrushes, but this one's just like losing a ton of hairs on it. So I'm just gonna pull them out. So I really need a thinner paintbrush, a liner brush for this part. And I am trying to stick with the 3 paintbrushes that they gave me, which I probably should have planned the painting better, going, we ain't gonna get thin. Oh wait, I have my fan brush. Maybe I can use my fan brush on the side. Nope, she's good for like scrubbing and stuff like that, but she's not a liner either. Brush, we'll go with this one here. See, that is nice and smooth right there. making a tree, you guys. With oil paints, I feel so fancy. All right, so do I want to be brave and put a tree over here? I think I do, but I don't want it as dark as this, so I'm going to, I think I'm going to loosen the paint up with some oil. I'll muddy it up just a little bit so it's nice and thin, and we're just going to put a little tree right over here. So a trick with your brush strokes when you want that thick thin line is the pressure that you put on your brush. And definitely don't flick your brush like this when you're talking, because you're going to spray it with paint, so don't do that. But if I want to thin, I'm really holding my paintbrush really vertical and just right on the tip of the brush itself. And then as I want a thicker line, then I apply a little bit more pressure to that, and I get that thick to thin line with your brush. And that works across the board with watercolor, acrylics, and obviously oils. You guys, I might like this painting. I might really like this painting. Like, I don't know. Oh, don't mess it up. Don't mess it up. It just looks like one of those fall forests when you're walking like in the early morning or evening, and it's just kind of mist in the air and it's a little chilly out. Oh my gosh. I didn't think I was going to like this one. Alright, now this is where I might mess things up. But I think I want to take, I was going to highlight it with yellow, but I think I want to just skip down a little blue first and see what I think about that, because it already has like this little, I just want to get a little texture into the wood. I don't know if that's doing, I think I'm going to go undertone blue and then yellow, because those are really complementary colors, and to have some nice blue in here is just going to help perk things up a little bit. I don't know, I might mess it up. Don't mess it up, don't mess it up! Alright, I'm going to rinse this off really good. And I'm going to come in with some yellow. Not bad, not bad. Haven't messed it up yet. I think I'm done with that. I don't want to try that anymore. That's scary. Let's put a couple little indications of leaves in here, maybe. So with leaves and things like that, you don't want to like try to paint the stick and then put the little leaves in like an order, because it's far away. You just kind of want to just splotch them on, overlapping a little bit. Because some of these little twigs that would have the leaves are so fine that you might not see the actual twig from this distance, but you would see the leaves. That's a really big leaf. Oops. Oops, that's not what you want to hear. Oops. So now that I have some pretty good branches here, I know I'm going to have a little bit of a branch that you would see. So I'm just going to paint that one in there a little bit. Just a little hint of it. Right. Now, I was thinking about a bird. Not certain. Because when you put light, see with this, it's not a freeze frame. It's a glimpse into the world because things are really still. But once you put the bird flying in there, then it's a freeze frame. It's a moment caught in time. And I mean, both are good. It's not like you shouldn't have birds flying in your paintings, but it changes the mood. If I could go back and edit undo this, I think I would add some highlights right in here and make this like a lake back in here, because that's what this is looking like. It's looking like a lake, and it just needs some highlights. I don't know if I'm brave enough to put some highlights in there now. Should we try it? Oh my goodness. It would look really cool if it worked. It's gonna look horrible if it doesn't. Oh goodness, what do I do? I'm gonna try it. Am I gonna regret my decision? Possibly. It's very, very possible. I'm gonna clean my brush out really good. I'm just gonna drag it across. You don't want to overdo it. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to do any more to that. I think the more I practice with it, like I say every single time that I play with oil paints, I think the more I'm going to enjoy them. This would be more of a hobby painting for me. Never would I, suggest it like someone commissioned me to do a painting in oil. But for fun, I might enjoy this. So again, a huge thanks to Smart Art Box for supplying me the tools to push me out of my comfort zone. And an even bigger thanks to you guys who know me so well, who know that if I had my choice, I would choose watercolor every single time. And I would go, yeah, I'll make a oil painting, but someday, not today. And you know me, and thank you for pushing me to get out of that comfort zone, to jump. You guys did this. You made me do this painting, so thank you. I do have big plans for this one. Not so much the watercolor itself, though I do want to try this brand, but the sketchbook that they sent me, I have a really cool idea. It's going to take me way longer than this actually did. So if you want to see what that sketchbook was, again, I'll put a link to that video in the description box below. You can go check it out. Also, there'll be a link to Smart Art Box, so if you want to check out their boxes. If you're feeling a little bit in an artistic rut, or you want to be pushed, or you want to just maybe see some different art supplies out there that you've never tried before, Smart Art Box is always surprising me. Whether they're sending things that I don't like to do, they're sending me things that I've tried before, or I have a brand new box that I just got in the mail yesterday and I took a sneak peek at it. It has some elements of things that I've used. They're having me use them in a way that I've never done before. So make sure to hit that subscribe button so that you don't miss out on that video or any of my videos that I post. And as always, God bless you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me in my art adventures, and we'll see you in the next art video. Bye-bye.